Assalamu alaikum, I'm Yasmin Ghalaini and welcome to Qahwa 3.0.
You can skip this part. Alright, now that you haven't, please like, subscribe and share and enjoy the rest of the video. Yalla.
In today's episode, we have with us Randa Rifai, a cryptocurrency expert with professional experience in various banking positions ever since 2008. She created one of the first blockchain community groups in the Middle East and is now known as the Queen of Bitcoin, being one of the first females to take lead in the cryptocurrency industry ever since 2016. Randa, thank you so much for being on our show. I think this interview was long overdue.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me to the interview. I'm really glad to be with you today.
Us as well. So to start off, can you tell the audience a bit more about your background and how you entered the crypto space?
Yeah, so I entered into the crypto in 2016 after I learned from the university what is crypto, how can I use crypto, and all of the rest. So it started by accident. I learned about Bitcoin and then I went in depth to the information. I got the certificate and I started awareness in Lebanon. So I started a community and that was the beginning of the journey.
So how did you inspire people to get into a technology that's not widely used in the MENA region, let's say, and early on in 2016? What were your tactics?
Actually, that was very challenging times in 2016 when people didn't accept what I'm talking about. So this is why I got out of my environment because I was a banker. I got out of what I used to be and created this community. It was just asking the people, asking the mass, do you want to come and learn? Do you want to come and exchange thoughts and experiences about it? Do you want to start something that will have value and will expand? So that was the start. And yeah, the community has been there for like 6 years and they have started something new themselves by discovering the technology. Some of them has studied the certificate and others have started startups. Also, it created some new job opportunities and investment opportunities for the community.
That's very inspiring. Now, taking a step back, what inspired you to pursue a career? I know you said it was very new back in the days, especially in 2016, but what inspired you to pursue a career in crypto and blockchain? And what made you shift from your pre-career to, moving to crypto?
Yeah. It wasn't easy to shift. To be honest, I didn't decide to shift in the beginning. From 2016 till 2021, 5 years, I was challenging myself. I was challenging who I am because I was graduated from banking and finance. I studied the specialized banking studies. I went into several positions and responsibilities and duties in the bank. So I've learned what is banking, the banking system, everything relevant to that. So it wasn't easy for me to leave a fixed job. So in 2021, after the crisis and the Lebanese banks and the financial crisis, after the pandemic, or actually during the pandemic, first I got into studying the master's degree in blockchain technology and digital currencies. And so I was very much convinced that yes, I want to do that degree. I want to get higher studies. I want to learn more. Number two is quitting my job in 2021 after 15 years and entering into consultancy in the blockchain space.
That's very inspiring, and it takes a lot of guts.
It took me a lot of
guts.
It took me a lot of patience.
Yes.
I was very patient because I was becoming the one that is, from a banker to a crypto enthusiast and then a crypto leader and blockchain and all what I'm doing. Exactly. So it was challenging and people were challenging me back in that time and they were criticizing me. All right, because I'm believing in something virtual.
Right.
This is number one, at least.
Especially for us, we need something tangible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is what the culture is, the traditional market, the finance. So this is why it's exciting.
Yeah.
It's giving you something that every day you have something new. And you have the positives and you have the negatives. You will discover them along the way, and you will know what is better for you and not.
5 years later, after all of after all that experience and after all you went through, you're now known as the queen of Bitcoin in Lebanon. How is it trying to educate people? I think we touched base on it, but if you can tell us more, how is it trying to educate people from a culture who aren't necessarily fond of crypto and think of it as a scam and still do?
Yeah, you said it. They still do. Actually, what I started with as awareness, it has been there for these 6 years. Awareness, awareness, awareness. When I say education, it's not like when you go to school and you learn, or the university, you learn the traditional or the ones that we know, the majors, I mean, and what are the trends in these majors. Here we're changing the mindset. So it's not easy to change the mindset of a culture. So awareness is very much important when people get into cryptocurrency and they get scammed, for example, and they don't have enough information or knowledge about how can I get scammed and how can I avoid scams. Okay, this is awareness,
right?
So yeah, it has been very it's not easy. It wasn't easy until now. Like just today I met someone in the airport, Lebanese guy, famous guy from Lebanon. Actually, he's an actor, and he didn't know about Bitcoin or blockchain.
Wow.
So I told him blockchain, and then he told me what? I told him Bitcoin? Yeah, I know Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin is very much related to blockchain, but that can be discussed in details. So yeah, there's such people. Still, we have people that don't know what are the potentials,
right,
or what are the investment opportunities in terms of money, financial transactions, or non-financial transactions.
Yeah.
And along the way, you will find the negatives. You may fail, you may succeed.
Yeah.
Because it's new, it's not traditional. So it's like growing or raising up your baby. So.
Yeah. Now, going to the question where I think everyone is wondering, and maybe people are scared of this, that's why they don't want to get into blockchain. Do you think we can ever live in a world where decentralized financial services are preferred medium to bank?
For me, coming from a banking background, I'm not sure. I cannot say that this day will come or will not come, but I don't feel and I don't see actually that it's close to come. Decentralized finance is becoming very important, and it's becoming more as a streamline, especially to people who are young, especially to people who cannot have an account in the bank, and the unbanked people. So financial inclusion through decentralization has been rising. But at the same time, linking the decentralized finance to the banking system and using it as a medium, I think it's very far, because at the end of the day, the banking system or the banks provide loans and lending and borrowing, but still they are authorizing and they're holding custody of things. They are in the center, centralized. But decentralization is more like, no, there's no center. Yeah. There's only collateral between liquidity. The liquidity is provided. The collateral of cryptos is provided. No need for trust or to know who I'm lending and borrowing from. So it's very, very much...
they're different.
Yeah, they are contradicting to each other. So if it comes, that would be a miracle, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Speaking of the unbanked, we know how predominant blockchain technology is and how it can change lives.
Yeah.
How can blockchain tech unbank the 1.1 billion people that don't have access to financial service?
Actually, it started.
Yeah.
It has been the banking. I cannot say banking, but I mean providing them with some financial inclusion, finance, borrowing, lending. I just mentioned the decentralization of the platforms that provide the lending and the borrowing are on the rise. And for example, if you see the unbanked people in Africa, so we have seen that since long time ago with the phone and the messages. I forgot the name of the application. It's very famous. And then nowadays we are seeing Binance, for example, becoming part of educating the women there for development, and also trying to provide wallets for unbanked people. Even in Lebanon or in the region, we have seen people in the rural areas trying to. They have a lot of barriers. Plus came the financial crisis and the pandemic. So this is, by all means, is financial inclusion. So it has been created since the start, since the buying of the pizza. And till now, and it's coming more. It's becoming more spread, or it's becoming more streamlined. I think we're going that way and not going back to being unbanked. And we cannot call them unbanked anymore, because we're trying to replace the banking sector by its centralization, by a medium of exchange, intermediary, etc. So we're trying to bring something more easy, just used on the phone. But the most important, what people don't, not all people, most of the people don't consider that it's important, is that when you decide not dealing with a bank, you have to really know that you are the responsible person for your money, for your crypto, for your virtual assets, okay? So you have to take the responsibility of your wallet. You have to be aware of scams. You have to save your private key. Everything else that we know.
100%.
Because you are the responsible. Your money is in your pocket, in your wallet, in your phone.
And some people don't want to be responsible.
Yeah, exactly. So they stay with the banking system.
So moving on to a sensitive topic. And a topic that a lot of people think is related to blockchain. A lot of people think that blockchain is an easier way for money laundering. And we know that there is a stigma around Bitcoin or DeFi that it's a scam. Can you tell us, how does blockchain aid in anti-money laundering?
Yeah, knowing that the blockchain saves and records the transactions that happen between any two people in the world, and the transactions actually, that they are recorded and immutable. They cannot be deleted or reversed. So that gives us a record that is immutable, that is recording history since the Genesis block, with every second and every transaction. This gives you the right and the luxury of monitoring the transactions, okay? So I'm not saying that money laundering does not happen anymore through crypto or Bitcoin or on the blockchain, But I think that knowing how it works, and for some authorities or regulations to be able to monitor such things, they will have the authority to monitor these transactions and follow up with the IP address and follow up with the people who are suspicious. Because when you have a suspicious case, it's just like at the banking. When you have a suspicious person, you will follow up with the bank transactions inside and outside. It's something global, so it's the same. When you have a suspicious case or situation, you can follow up with the transactions on the blockchain. So again, two answers. One is, we cannot say that money laundering is stopped because of the transactions, but we can say that things are getting better. The image is getting better. Whenever we have successful blockchain projects and use cases that are implemented, we are believing more in the technology and believing more in the crypto by itself.
Yeah. Okay, so for our last question, what advice would you give to individuals or companies looking to incorporate blockchain technology within their operations or even day-to-day lives?
Briefly, I can say that to individuals and even institutions, because we have seen institutional investments lately rising, and corporates not only investing in crypto, I mean investing in the blockchain by itself as technology. So for the individuals, I always repeat that be aware of what's happening around you, follow up with the information online, like your
Cointelegraph,
exactly. So you will be updated with everything that is happening, whether negative or positive. You will know, for example, okay, what about FTX? What happened to FTX and whom to blame?
Right.
Okay, because we have to be aware of our money again, our wallets, the private keys, you know. So at the same time, when you are aware of things, you will be eager to know how to invest in such things, to try either as a personal investment, long-term investment, or even starting something new as a startup based on a problem that blockchain can solve. Not everything, blockchain is not something that can solve everything in the world, but there are studies, there are cases, use cases that blockchain is being actually efficient and effective when applied.
Thank you so much, Linda.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions or requests, don't forget to leave them in the comments below. Until then, مع السلامة.